Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizer for giving me the opportunity to present today. My name is Jim Susanta. I'm from KG Bio. I'm going to be speaking a little bit on our company experience having a joint venture with a Korean company. If you allow me to share my screen. Okay, I hope you can all see my screen. So just a little bit of disclaimer. Some of the things that we're saying here are speculative. And right, now on to the story of KG Bio. So KG Bio is a joint venture originally established in Cphi Pharma of Indonesia and Genexin of Korea. Cphi Pharma is the largest pharmaceutical company in Indonesia, established back in 1966, and Genexin is an innovative R&D stage company with platform technologies based out of South Korea. We established the JVC back in January in 2016. Since then, we've added two more additional companies to our subsidiary, to the structure. One is Indigen Biotech. This is our biosimilar focused company, and Calbio Global Medica. This is our CDMO company. At the moment, we have three main investors, Calbe being the majority investor in KG Bio, Genexin, and General Atlantic is the two minority investors. General Atlantic, if you don't know, is a well-known investment fund coming out of USA. KG Bio itself has three main business lines. The first one, we focus on novel biologics in oncology, especially, and other high specialty areas. Second line of business is biosimilars, again in oncology and other high specialty areas. And the third line of business is biologics contract manufacturing, serving Asia Pacific market excluding China. Territory-wise, at the moment, KG Bio is still focused mainly in ASEAN for 2022. Beginning next year and into 2024, we will expand our efforts to capture the Oceania and MENA markets. And then post-IPO, expected in 2025, we will expand further into the emerging market in South Asia, East Europe, and Latin America. Our business model, as outlined here, and the value proposition that we have is we license carefully selected assets. We collaborate on the CMC, preclinical and clinical development, especially to cater to our territory's requirements. And then based on that, we develop the products together with the principal until commercialization, at which time we develop the brand, the regulatory package, and the CMC package ready for submission in each of the territories. This is just a little bit on the management team. I think probably from here, the main takeaway is we have very experienced people in our management team. So there's three members. Two are still active members of the board of directors at Calbe. That's our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. C. Johan, and our Chief Finance Officer, Bernardus Kamanata. Mr. Michael Buyung Nugroho is another one, a former member of the board of directors of Calbe. And then we also have Mr. Kidon Kim, previously with Genexin, LG Chem, Samsung, and SL Baijian. Right. So just a little bit to explain about why we established KG Bio. So there's a big market opportunity to be addressed in our territory. So as you may know, oncology has seen tremendous innovation throughout the last five to 10 years. So compared to even the other therapeutic areas, the number of molecules being developed for oncology is at least sixfold the next largest therapeutic area. And the market opportunity in our area, if you see the mortality rates for the top three cancer types in our territory compared to Western Europe, the mortality rate is still much higher in KG Bio territories, the ASEAN, MENA, and Oceania. This is also illustrated as on the right, as you can see the new cases of breast cancer between 2012 and 2025 in some of the key countries in Southeast Asia and Oceania, such as Australia, Singapore, and Malaysia, are still very high. And then the 5-year survival rates, especially in some of these countries, are still relatively low compared to the advanced countries. South Korea, if you notice, although the growth rate is still high, the survival rates is also high due to the availability of drugs. The KG Bio, as mentioned before, has plans to expand to different markets depending on the year. So Pre-IPO, basically, we were focusing on the smallest green blob here. And this blob consists of ASEAN, MENA, and Oceania, where the cancer biologic market is worth about $2.2 billion, growing at about 18% CAGR from 2016 to 2020. And then if we we are successful in exploiting this market, and we will expand further into other territories. 15 countries we've established after these, the ASEAN, MENA, Oceania, worth about 4 billion, and then once that's done, we can expand further to the emerging market. On the graph you see on the right is also to highlight the available market for KG Bio to tap into. So compared to countries where the drug availability is good, like in the US, the number of patients compared to the market size that it contributes globally is disproportionate, as you can see. Even though the US only contains about 10% of the global cancer incidence, it makes up about 50% of the market value. On the other hand, KG Bio priority market, despite having 7 to 20% of the cancer incidence, global cancer incidence, it only contributes to between 3 to 6% of the market value, global biological market value. Now, looking into the market, we've analyzed the opportunity and the challenges that are available to us in our territory. So basically, the opportunity, the focus territory is growing fast. Oncology is receiving a lot of innovation. The products is underrepresented in our priority territory, as seen in the higher mortality rates in patients from the KG Bio territory, and the market condition we think is conducive for in-licensing. The challenges-wise, obviously, in this territory, especially in ASEAN, affordability and market access remain a key challenge. Reference country approval is essential also for this territory, and there's increasing price pressure from national insurance and increasing local requirements for local manufacturing in ASEAN, especially. Based on the opportunity and challenges, we've developed this portfolio strategy. So at the moment, we have assets that are based on monoclonal antibodies. But going ahead to the future, we're looking into bispecifics and ADCs, as well as opportunistic therapeutic modes such as cell therapies and vaccines. I think positioning-wise, I think we are targeting mainly the immuno-oncology market, and we think we have the platform's position as seen here. So we're targeting the cancer cell directly through ADCs. We are activating the T cells through our monoclonal antibodies and our FC fusion products, and we also try and activate T cells where the cancer cells are through the use of bispecific antibodies. These are, in brief, our current product pipeline. So we have in-licensed 4 novel biologics and 3 biosimilars since KG Bio's inception. We have nimotuzumab, a PD-1 monoclonal antibody, and then IL-7 fusion protein, KFC EPO, rituximab, trastuzumab, and bevacizumab biosimilars. I think for the purposes of today, I will focus more on the products we are developing together with Genexin to illustrate the benefits and the lessons that we've learned through the collaboration with Genexin. Before we get into that, just briefly on our KG Bio manufacturing site. So our CDMU is established back in 2017. It primarily provides CMC development and manufacturing support for KG Bio's in-licensed products, although we are also open for CDMO services to outside companies outside of the KG Bio structure. We are able to provide the contract services basically to other companies or partners. It's located in Cikarang. It's the largest industrial area in Southeast Asia, approximately 30 miles east of Jakarta, the capital in Indonesia. And it benefits from government support and from local content regulation. So if you are unaware, I think Indonesia is trying to establish local content requirements for pharmaceutical products going ahead. And those that have high local content, I think about 40 or 50%, will have privileges in the reimbursement system. It's manufacturing proteins and monoclonal antibody at the moment for preclinical and clinical, and as well as commercial supply. and then we have multiple final product packages that are available at the site, from PFS cartridges to also vials. Yeah. It's a green factory with the solar panels that are producing up to 20,000 kilowatt hour per month, and we have 1,000-liter bioreactor plan for 2023. Couple of highlights on the achievements of the factory. So it had GMP certification for protein API and drug product in 2017 from the Indonesian FDA, for cartridge in 2020, and then in 2021 it's been audited by an EMA QP, and it's received its recommendation letter, and then we are at the moment we have also obtained GMP certification for vials in 2021. Right. So a little bit on the product development. So if you see this graph here, we made this graph to illustrate which part of the drug development process KG Bio has been involved in. So prior to the collaboration with Genexin of Korea, I think KG Bio mainly has just been has only joined in the global clinical development. So if you can see here, most of the molecules here, we joined the clinical development. We are also doing a lot of the fill and finish, and definitely all of the marketing. But the molecule we established the joint venture on, the long-acting EPO, high-FC EPO that we licensed from Genexin, that was the first product that we developed all the way from CMC, clinical, raw material, fill and finish, and the marketing as well. So back the timeline for this collaboration is quite long. So basically, we initiated the in-license of the molecule back when we established the JV in 2016 from Genexin. We inherited the clinical development. So they at the time they were at phase 2A, if I'm not mistaken, of the clinical development in Korea. It completed the phase 2 in 2017. And then this is the first milestone that was achieved by KG Bio. So for the phase 3 of this molecule, KG Bio was the lead. So unlike the previous clinical trials that we were involved in, KG Bio led the design and IND submission and the operations for the phase 3 trial, non-dialysis for high-FC EPO. The IND was approved for phase 3 in the end of 2019, and we had a kickoff in Bali in the beginning of 2020. We recruited the last subject this June. At the moment, we have the first interim result readout, and then we are waiting for the final complete study report in the beginning of next year. On the manufacturing and the CMC side, we started the tech transfer from Genexin at 50-liter scale back again in 2016. That process was completed in 2018. And then after that, again, this is a first for KG Bio. We started the development of the CMC package. So we developed a new clone for high-FC EPO with Genexin. And we also developed the CMC package for clinical trial supply, production for clinical trial supply. And then at the moment, we are developing a scale-up process up to 1,000 liter in preparation for commercialization. Hopefully for supply for commercialization supply to ASEAN, maybe at the end of next year. So just again, this is a little bit of a summary of the previous slide, the timeline. So the clinical and the manufacturing CMC, this was a first for KG Bio. Previously, we've never done this for a novel product. I think Calbe at the time has mainly been mostly at the end stage of the production. So the milestone for the clinical side is that we design and led a multi-center phase 3 trial for non-dialysis patients in 7 countries, involving 63 sites. And we are also participating a planned global multi-center trial involving European sites as well for a phase 3 trial for dialysis patients upcoming. On the manufacturing CMC side, we completed tech transfer from Genexin, and then as a milestone, we together with Genexin, we developed the analytical methods required for the CMC package. We are at the process of scaling up to 1,000 liters. That we are quite proud of the CMC package because we are developing this up to the international standard. So we are expecting to submit this to for approvals in TGA as well, TFDA, as well as eventually the EMA, using the products manufactured in Indonesia. The manufacturer supply for phase 3 trial has been completed, and we are preparing for the commercial supply in the coming couple of years. This is the design of the non-dialysis trial at the moment. We have recruited the last patient in, as mentioned, in June. So a total 391 patients recruited. The monitoring is still ongoing. I think that will be completed by next year. Right. Yeah, I think maybe just to highlight here, I think the trial is an interventional open randomized trial comparing FSA with the current long-acting EPO Mircera, the PEG EPO, and the countries involved is Australia, Taiwan, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, and Korea. A bit more detail on the sites here. So majority of the sites actually is in Taiwan, and then followed by Malaysia, and then Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, Australia, and South Korea. This is just a brief photo of the kickoff meeting back in 2020. Yeah, we had to Bali. We had the head of BPOM at the time to help us kick off this meeting because this was quite historic. There was never a global, a regional multi-center trial that was led by an Indonesian company. So this was quite an achievement at the time. Again, as mentioned before, I think we're expecting the clinical study report to come next year. Right. So I guess the final slide to summarize the key takeaways from our experience in developing a joint venture with Genexin of Korea. So I think for Kalbe itself, for the Indonesian side, we gained a lot of experience in clinical and manufacture of a novel molecule. I think this is something we've never done before. I mean, some of the key achievements is we've developed the first CMC to international standard by KG Bio for high-FC EPO. And then again, we led and completed recruitment for a multi-channel clinical trial involving more than 50 sites in 7 countries for high-FC EPO. We've expanded the territory to include territories outside of ASEAN. Previously, before this joint venture, I think Kalbe was focused mainly on Indonesia and the surrounding ASEAN member countries. But with KG Bio, and the expertise contained within, we were more confident in expanding our markets to include other territories. So just to highlight, I mean, the most recent in-licensed molecule that we have included rights for ASEAN, MENA, Oceania, Africa, and South Asia. So that shows the ambition that we have for this. Future plans that we have with KG Bio is obviously we want to continue the clinical development that we initiated with high-FC EPO. So we're planning a dialysis trial with Genexin to be performed at EMA standards. We're always trying to challenge ourselves to a higher and higher standard. Obviously, more molecules to be in license for the pharmaceutical market. We currently own 7 molecules, as outlined before, 4 novel century biosimilars. This will probably be added more and more in the future. And last is we're going to expand our manufacturing capability and certification to include EMA approval in addition to TGA and BPOM certification. I think that's all from my side. Thank you again, participants, for your time and for listening to this short sharing on our experience in forming a joint venture with Genexin. Thank you.